There's this kind of anxiousness about, opening up the Pandora box. I can feel really the tears are flowing now from my eyes. This is the part I kept promising I will create an artistic life. But at the moment I don't have a solution for it. Well, I'm getting really pissed. Everyone would get really nasty if he's hungry or she's hungry. So it's just my right to be nasty then, because I'm hungry, I'm starving. There's so much energy and creativity in her, but she's not trusting it 100%, and that's the problem. She's not fulfilling her life. Well, a bunch of owls, I count them. 7 owls. They are, I don't know, from a different planet. They're quite woo-woo. We're not woo-woo. We're owls, you see. If you ask me a question and if I cannot answer it, it's one of the most horrible things for me. So I don't know. I feel a bit scared. We have our little meetings with a cup of tea and biscuits and stuff. Planning and calculating and controlling. She's just telling me I shouldn't draw her boobs right now, so I just have to remove that again. Demanding. I can feel her sort of like, yeah, and if you're not gonna do it, I'm gonna escalate. Or if someone would grant her full permission, she would just completely take over.
I'm Emily Eldredge, and this is Dark, Light, Truth, where we dive into people's darkness, reclaim their light, and reveal their truth. What you're about to hear is a real person going through an actual session of the drawing out process, my 7-step emotional healing technique in which we draw out, talk with, and fully heal an inner part or parts at the core of a person's struggle. In every session, there's a new inner mystery for us to solve, compelling us to investigate who is the inner culprit causing the struggle, why is it there, and how is it trying to protect the person or itself. Once we hear its stories and its truths, we'll heal it, so that rather than hurting the person, it can now help them live their highest, most radiant truth. Every drawing out process session is filled with surprises, epiphanies, twists, and turns. We never know what we will encounter, nor who. It all depends on the world that formed within that person in reaction to their life experiences, as well as what their inner wisdom deems is ready to heal, once and for all. Listen closely, because you never know. Hearing someone else heal their darkness just might help you heal yours, too. In today's session, we get to dive into the surprising and delightful inner world of a creative German woman named Nina, in which she will draw out no fewer than 11 parts, and we'll get to talk to 4 of them. What you will hear is an edited version of her full 3.5-hour session, which she volunteered to record for this podcast. Let's listen as she describes some of her past struggles that led her to start drawing out her parts, and then the current struggles she's having that have brought her here today.
At some stage, I booked one of your courses, I remember, when I was really, how do I say? Well, I was experiencing the dark night of the soul, and I was having loads of forced thoughts and negative inner demons bombarding me. And eventually I came across one of your courses, And I got a bit excited about it, at the same time very worried because
Oh, really?
well, I didn't know, because there's this kind of anxiousness about opening up the Pandora box, so to call.
Yes,
So
yes.
I had a lot of respect towards that, put it that way. Okay. And I wasn't in the most brilliant spot at the time. Still, I just thought, you know what, I just give it a go, and I have to face all the fears that are there, really. And
Yeah.
yeah, so it really, really supported and helped me. That's what I just wanted to tell you.
Oh.
I'm in the midst of building up my business right now, and there's a
Mhm.
lot of creativity involved, but also a lot of writing, and not so much creation like I normally used to do, right, on paper. And I have that sense that this kind of inner child creative part seems a bit very frustrated, quite
Mm.
sad as well, and also sad about the global situation. So there's like a sadness, there's a frustration, and sort of why you're not listening to me right now, that kind of feeling.
Mm. Mhm.
And at the same
Okay.
time, I can feel other parts sort of saying, yeah, but we have to get this on board in order then to be more creative for the future. So you can just purely focus on that as well. So there are many parts kind of like having the saying at the moment, but the one part that is really in the foreground now and a bit rebellious and a bit crying and sad, that's the inner creative child.
You said that who's in the foreground is this rebellious, crying, and sad child. Let's allow her to just, if you want, you can just close your eyes and take a deep breath and just notice her, within you. Let her rise up. Let her come forward. It's okay that she feels the way she does. It's okay for her to feel this way. I'm assuming it's a she.
Yeah, it's a she.
Um,
It's a little
okay.
dragon.
A little
Yeah, she's
dragon.
a bit like very
Excellent.
fiery, and sort of like I can see her actually already with her papers, showing it to me, sort of, what are you doing? I want to do this and that. And she keeps splashing over the floor with her paints. So she's kind of rebellious at the moment, really.
I love this. Excellent. You know what? Do you feel ready to, do you want to go ahead and draw her if you're
Yeah,
already
sure,
seeing her?
sure.
Okay, go
Sure, sure.
for it. Yeah, take your time. This is great.
And she's stomping, and she's, yeah, really making a scene right now. Yeah, she's really having a tantrum right now,
Mm-hmm.
and she's in the midst of fire. And also, I can see her wearing, it's like a dragon skin corset. Um,
Oh.
yeah, because I'm really close to the dragon realm in general, and I got a lot of spirit guides that are dragons.
Mm.
So yeah, it's like a protection armor that she's wearing.
All right, so describe for me what you've got there.
Okay. I've got her with spiky hair in different colors like orange, red, green. Um, she looks a bit like a pixie kind of type. Yeah.
Okay.
But fierce, very fierce. She's wearing this kind of dragon coat, outfit, whatever. And she's holding those papers in the air, sort of like, okay, we had a deal. What are you doing here? I'm pretty frustrated. and
Uh-huh.
and well, she is standing in the fire, but she feels quite comfortable with that because that's her nature. Fire is her nature.
Okay.
But she has a bit of like a burst, sort of like, okay, wake up call. And she's kind of frustrated. I can see it in her eyes. She's crying as well. Like having a bit tantrum, sort of like crying, shouting, and being really sad at the same time. And also this attitude, I don't know what else can I do to get more attention from you. Yeah, also a little bit like I hate you, but more in this kind of like a teenager, sort of like, I hate you. Why are you doing this to me? Yeah.
Yep, 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 yep. Mm-hmm.
And now it kind of like drops from this anger more into sadness. All right. Sort of, I can see her now sitting on the floor, just crying
Oh,
and just being sad about it takes a lot of energy for her to keep moving like that.
oh,
And I can feel the emotions coming up now.
yeah.
Yeah. Shall I draw her out as well?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
this is excellent.
Yeah, and I can feel really, the tears are flowing now from my eyes. And I can really feel like a knot in my throat.
Yeah.
And I know what that part is. This is the part I kept promising I will create an artistic life. And I keep promising, and for some reason it's not happening. And that's the frustrated part.
Yeah.
Yeah, and no trust anymore. I don't trust you anymore. You keep promising, and your actions are different. And I think it's so sweet. I can see already her guides coming towards her. Like the eagle, the unicorn, the phoenix. These were the three main guides. And they try to comfort her.
Yeah.
And it seems as if they're creating just a big blanket around her. Because they can understand her struggles. Yeah, and this looks quite poetic right now. She was having this dragon skin costume armor thing, and it seems as if it's changed into a coat that is just keep raining with water. It's like a fountain that she's wearing, basically. Okay, that feels already better. Yeah, and she's having this kind of paddle now underneath her. I know, because she's having this raincoat on with the flooding tears. So she's got a paddle underneath.
Okay. So talk to me about what you've got there.
Well, she's nearly on the floor, kind of embracing her knees, more or less sitting on the floor. Not quite sitting, right? She's not sitting in the puddle. let's let's make sure.
Okay.
She's not sitting in the puddle. But she has her eyes closed. She's got her fiery hair, her flaming hair. Yeah, she's sad, but it feels like these tears are comforting her. It's not extinguishing her fire. It's the very opposite. It's more like cooling down the anger and all the frustration at the moment. And it feels as if these guides in the background, like the unicorn, the phoenix, and the eagle, they're kind of overlooking her. So she knows they are there. Because I guess that is sometimes the fear of her, that she's afraid of not having that connection with the magical realm and cannot feel them. And so she felt quite lonely and disconnected. Because the thing is, like, she doesn't really feel safe on this earth, but safe in that realm and connected to the realm, because she knows that it's not her home. Her home is somewhere else. Her real home.
Okay. And are there, just to want to make sure I ask, is there anything you can hear her saying right now, or any thoughts or feelings or beliefs that are coming up for her?
Give me a big hug.
Oh, give me a big hug. Yeah. Yeah, she's in a lot of pain. Poor honey. And how are you feeling towards her now?
In a way, it breaks my heart to see her like that. And at the same time, I also see the big picture of everything. Yeah, but definitely, I can feel her tears. But at the moment, I don't have a solution for it.
Yeah. It's
I
like you
wish,
don't know what to do to help her.
yeah, I wished I could. I would do anything for her.
So what's her name?
Good question. Something like Pinky or something. Something like Pinky Pixie or some cheeky name. Definitely.
Cute. Okay.
I just
Does
call her Pinky Pixie. Yeah.
Pinky Pixie?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's so cute. Well, is it okay if I have a conversation with Pinky Pixie?
Of course.
I then invite Pinky Pixie to speak, and she agrees to speak with me. Nina is awake and aware through the whole conversation. Hey, sweet girl, what you doing there?
I don't know. I'm just sad.
Yeah, what you sad about, honey?
I would just, I don't know, I just love being creative and drawing and painting all day. I just want to do this all day. But I guess I can't do it.
Why do you feel like you can't do it?
Ask her.
And who is her?
Well, the big one.
The big one is her name Nina?
Yes.
So you want me to ask her why you can't be creative all day, which is what you really want to do?
Yes.
You know what? I can do that in a little bit. Is it okay if we talk a little bit more?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I hear that you've got a mix of feelings there. You're sad, and it sounds to me like you're frustrated. You wish you could be creative all day, but it's like you're not allowed to. That must be really upsetting and frustrating.
That is so frustrating to me. You cannot believe it. I spoke already to the unicorn about it.
Uh-huh.
And, I just like to make complaints, really. Because it's been a long time since this has been promised to me. And it's still not coming. It's still not, I'm not here. It's as if I wouldn't be here.
Well, let me ask you this. Who promised that to you?
The big one.
The big one. Oh, okay. And when did she promise you that?
I don't know. Ages probably ago, when I was tiny, I guess. I don't know. At some stage. I can't remember. And I mean, it's not, I mean, sometimes I get to play. It's not always that I couldn't play, but I wished I could do it more often.
So what is it that feels like it gets in the way of you, having fun and being creative?
Well, she has a job, so she has to take care of people, and well, she's not taking care of me, really. I mean, not as much as I would like to be taken care of.
So what would help you feel taken care of, Pinky Pixie?
I want more creative time, no matter what.
Time.
On a daily basis, please.
And what would feel good for you, Pinky Pixie? What is it that you and the big one could do, or the big one could let you do, that would give you that feeling of, good, I'm getting to do what feels good for me?
Let me think. Well, at least an hour of painting, at least an hour of painting and drawing
Okay. Mm-hmm.
would be better 2 hours. Or sort of like, just until the time where I just feel filled up, when I feel, when she does a lot of drawings and paintings and stuff like that, I get filled up. So I don't feel like, I don't know, I'm getting hungry if she's not doing that.
Ah, uh-huh. And then what happens when you get really hungry and you
Well,
don't
I'm
feel
getting
filled
really
up?
pissed.
You get really pissed, right? Because it's like, you're not letting me do this.
It's like I'm starving.
Yeah. And then what happens? What do you do?
Well, I'm just getting really bitchy and nasty and, like a dragon, and just to make her aware, I'm starving. Everyone would get really nasty if he's hungry or she's hungry. So it's just my right to be nasty then, because I'm hungry, I'm starving.
Yeah,
And she
I hear you.
promised me that so many years already. When we grow up, she said, we can do all day drawings and paintings and creativity. And now she's grown up, it's not happening. So I don't know. I really have to do something about it, because I don't really want that she has a really, I don't know, that she's not fulfilling her life, because that was the plan at the beginning when we both sat together. I remember those times when we sat in the corner in the kindergarten and we just did it all day long. All day long.
And you loved that, didn't you?
Of course, I loved it.
Yeah.
There's a feeling as well that partly I can understand the big one. Sort of,
Mm-hmm.
okay, there are other things that she wants to move on and bring on, but I'm starving, and this is not good. I don't want to starve.
And you're not getting what you need, then it sounds like it doesn't, it's kind of hard on everybody and everything.
Exactly.
Pinky Pixie is what I call an inner wounded. An inner wounded is a part of us that feels hurt, sad, scared, angry. Oftentimes it's throwing a temper tantrum. And a lot of times it is a child. In this case, Pinky Pixie is sort of a child, sort of teenager. It's hard to tell at this point. But the point is that she is very, very angry at Nina because she feels like Nina has been shafting her, has not been letting her be as creative as she wants to be. Even though Nina has been kind of ignoring or suppressing Pinky Pixie for some very valid reasons, the truth is Pinky Pixie has a lot to bring to Nina's life. Let's hear what some of that is. Yeah. So how, just out of curiosity, I don't know if you can answer this question, but how do you think it would benefit her, the big one, if she were to let you get fed by being creative?
She would have different energy every day. She would get so inspired, so creative. People would just would be, yeah, I don't know. It's like blowing their minds, because if she's more in a creative flow, she's very intuitive, and she will have calls with people or helping people, but it's going to be so different. And at the same time, I'm not starving and she's not starving, because it fuels her as well at the same time.
So by allowing you to be refilled and feeding your hunger and keeping you satiated, then she feels that way too. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
You're really it sounds like you're trying to get her to wake up and say, hey, you have all this amazing creativity and joy and flow that you're not allowing yourself to tap into and to be in.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're trying to fight for that.
And I think the big one is just scared as well.
Oh, what's she scared about, do you think?
I don't know, probably because with creativity and art and so forth, it's not so easy to make a living with that. And I think she's just scared about it, that it might not be successful, and to go more towards in the direction of trusting herself.
Are you saying, look, I want you to be creative and you have to make money at being creative? Are you telling the big one that?
Yes,
Oh, so you actually do want her to build a business from
yes,
her creativity.
yes. But she doesn't believe
Oh.
in it so much.
Oh.
That's the problem.
Tickety.
Not 100%. There, sometimes she believes in it, and I can feel it, and the energy is high. And then there are doubts and all the crappy thoughts and weird feelings, and I don't know, la di da. So I can see that, and I'm just getting sad when this is happening because there's
Mm-hmm.
so much energy and creativity in her, and that could really create a, a beautiful business,
Mm-hmm.
but she's not trusting it 100%, and that's the problem.
Just out of curiosity, is there any other part inside of her that's making it hard for her to trust herself and her own ability to?
I guess the guys from the controlling side. Um,
Oh.
I kind of like them. They're a bit like owls, they're wearing glasses and all the rest of it, and they kind of keep
Mm-hmm.
track of everything. But they
Ah.
have trust issues. I like them, but they have trust issues, right? They're cute and they're funny because they always run around with those, lists, Excel lists, and just checking lists and stuff like that. They're really funny, but also they're kind of a bit fearful, and that's why I think they're not so much fun. I mean, they're not mean or anything. They mean good, okay, but they're
Mm-hmm.
just like a bit stuck. So they don't have this creative flow. They kind of like in the box. And also when it comes to new ideas, they instantly say no. No, we don't want that. Um, so
Mm.
it's a bit hard kind of have a conversation with them because they're a bit narrow-minded.
Oh.
They just want to keep it
Okay.
safe. That's the problem.
Do you know what these owls look like?
Hmm. Well, they look like owls, right? They
Okay.
got big eyes, and they have like a checking board. Do you say that checking board with
Yeah,
pencils?
like a check, like a to-do
Yeah,
list or
like
something,
to-do
like
lists.
checking it
They're
off.
always running
Mm-hmm.
around with to-do lists. Some of them have like, from laboratories, like those codes, those white codes as well. Um, so a
Ah,
bit more like the
yes.
scientific owls as well. Like, okay, we check the experiment and we just keep it safe and try to control everything. So they're a bit like that. But amongst them, they're also kind of funny owls because sometimes they try to break out of the system as well, and they go into a spa, and they just wearing like masks and gurkies on their eyes and stuff. So they're not all bad. Some of them are quite funny because they
Okay.
know they're kind of like trapped in that group, and some of them they just want to relax as well, so some of them just want to go to the spa, and then they just like have the towels on their heads, and you know
Oh, okay. Well, this is wonderful. Thank you, Pinky Pixie. I love how you're describing these owls.
Mm.
So let me just pause a minute here to talk about what's going on. So we've got this wounded, and sometimes with certain woundeds, simply listening to their feelings and giving them permission to release those feelings can be the thing that helps it heal. But I was noticing that simply listening to Pinky Pixie and letting her talk about her feelings just didn't seem to be enough. And so from where I'm sitting, I'm thinking, okay, so then where is the struggle here? Or if anything, why is Nina doing that to Pinky Pixie? Why does she feel the need to push her creativity aside? Maybe there's something else going on inside of Nina that's causing her to behave that way, which is why I asked that question of Pinky Pixie. Hey, is there anyone else who's, keeping Nina from really trusting herself? And of course, that's what led us to the owls. So let's listen as Pinky Pixie draws out these owls. Just out of curiosity, does it feel to you like if we were to help the owls relax,
Mm-hmm.
then the big one might let you be a little bit more free? Does that feel like that
That
would help?
it could be an idea. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Possible, maybe?
yeah, sure,
Okay.
you could give it a try. Because I mean, they can be also funny, right? They're not mean or evil. They're just like
No.
they're just in their control system, so they're a bit stuck.
So curious, Pinky Pixie,
Mhm.
does it feel like should we have you draw the owls since you're seeing them, or should we have the big one draw the owls?
I think I will draw them.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're quite funny. I can already see them a bit scared, and they're just like having the heads
Oh.
popping up and down and up and down, so they just get a bit nervous right now.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Um,
Uh-huh.
but I think in a good way because they're also curious what's going on here.
Okay.
So I might just take the crayons for now, and the big one can
Okay.
just have a rest.
Okay.
All right?
Sounds great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
By the way, thank you, Pinky Pixie. This is so much fun doing this with you.
Thank you. I really enjoy that with you as well. It's funny, they look a bit skeptical right now and a bit nervous, and they don't really look like owls at the moment, more like, I don't know, some weird cartoon figures. A bit like minions, just as an owl, if you can imagine. Because they're as busy as minions as well.
Ah.
And they have a little bit something of not only minions, but like soldiers. They look a bit like soldiers. But I don't think they're like that kind of feeling very much.
They don't like feeling like soldiers?
Well, it's like they feel a bit tensed about having to feel like soldiers. They don't really like it. They've been put into this position. It seems as if some of them are a bit sad as well, that they have to, act like soldiers and be in control. And some of them having some tics even. When your eyes keeps being nervous all the time. So it's like some of them have issues with their nervous system.
Oh, wow.
Because they're so tensed. Which makes it funny at the same time when I look at them. And some of them even say, don't laugh at us. Sort of like, don't mock us.
Oh, yeah. They're like, we don't want to be this way
No.
either. Oh.
I feel already bad about myself, so don't mock at me.
Oh.
I know. I told you. They're quite sweet in its way.
Oh, they do. They sound really sweet.
Oh. It's a bit also, they just want to obey the rules. They don't want to cause any friction or any conflict. They like it when everything runs smooth. And if everything has a certain structure, they're up for that. I guess some of them are not so fond of that. It's so tight and tense. Okay.
Wow. Thank you, Pinky Pixie. Do you want to tell me what you drew there? What you got?
Yeah. Well, a bunch of owls. I count them. 7 owls.
7 owls.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like a group. They always come in groups, right? Owls come always in groups. And they're all a bit different. They look all a bit different. They have a different expression. Some of them have long lashes. Others look a bit nervous and being tensed. Others just a bit confused. So they all have a certain expression.
And do any of them have names or like different names?
Oh, well, I would need them to go through it. So we have Betty.
Betty.
We have Carl.
Carl.
We have Toby.
Toby.
We have, oh my God, Johnny.
Johnny.
We have Fred.
Fred.
Lisa.
Lisa.
And we have Oh, wow. Hang on a second. What's his name? Leo.
I'm just curious, how do they seem being drawn out like this?
But they don't feel so comfortable about it. It's like be
Ah,
naked for them.
ah,
Yeah, and it feels like even Betty is sort of like very shy and sort of trying to cover herself. Though, I mean, she's got feathers, so there's nothing to cover. Um, but this is how it feels like with her.
uh-huh.
Sort of like, I feel naked. It's like, yeah, but you have feathers on.
It doesn't matter, I still feel naked.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, she seems really cute and sweet.
Yeah.
That's excellent. That's excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a sense of like which ones are more nervous than
Oh yeah,
others?
Johnny. Johnny is
Johnny.
extremely nervous. You can see it in his eyes. Sort of like this. I don't know. You know, when someone is really nervous, got these tics, right? It's sort of like
Uh-huh.
moving the head very quickly. It's Johnny. I guess it's over a period of years that he seems quite stressed. He's one of the most sensitive ones from them.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's why, it really hit his nervous system eventually. Yeah, so Johnny is kind of sweet.
Well, so Pinky Pixie, I guess if it's okay with you and the big one,
Hmm.
is it okay if I have a conversation with the owls?
Yeah, sure. Go for it. They're funny.
Okay. Good. All right, wonderful. Well, then, if you want Pinky Pixie, we can always come back to you. So if
Sure,
there's more you need to say,
sure.
we can always come back. But let me ask you before I do talk to them, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling so much better because I have that feeling there's a solution coming, maybe, much more than in the
Ah,
past. Sort of like, I think the big one hurt me and she takes it more
ah.
seriously. I have that feeling.
Yeah. Well, you've been working so hard for so long to try to get her attention.
Mm.
And you know what? It worked. You got her attention. We're here now. And then you've led us to the owls. So I'm excited to talk to them too.
Yeah,
So thank you for that.
my
That's
pleasure.
fantastic.
It's cool to talk to them. They're funny.
May I ask which of the owls most wants to speak?
Um,
Who most wants to
Toby at the
speak?
moment. He seems like
Excellent.
the most grounded one and speaks wants to speaks for the
Oh,
group. It's like a
okay.
actually. I mean, he's like an owl, but he's a bit like a teddy bear as well.
Okay. Okay, so Toby wants to speak. So is it okay if I have a conversation with Toby?
Yeah.
I invite Toby to speak with me, and he agrees to speak. Nina, as always, is awake and aware through our whole conversation. So, Toby, so tell me about you. I hear that you're there in a group of owls, and you're an owl too. Tell me about you.
I'm the one who's the most well, I'm slow. Let's put it that way. Okay? I'm a bit slow. But the owls don't mind because it seems as if I can calm them a bit more down because they seem very hectic, nervous sometimes, always in control. And I guess I'm more like a teddy bear instead of an owl. So, for some weird
Ah.
reason, I am still an owl, but my nature is a teddy bear. So, I keep them grounded.
Tell me about then you all as a group. Have you all existed? Did you all sort of come along at the same time? Like tell me what you can about everyone.
Hmm. I think all of them, they just evolve differently.
Hmm.
And it seems as if I'm there from the beginning of the time. I know it sounds a bit weird, but it is as it is. Um, yeah, and the others, I don't know, they just evolved over time, with the big one together.
Was it particular events in the big one's life that caused the different ones to form
Yeah,
or
yeah,
circumstances?
yeah, for
Okay.
sure. Especially Johnny had a hard time. You know, Johnny was born when the big one was, yeah, on the edge, let's put it that way. So Johnny was
Mm-hmm.
born then. Um,
Mm.
and we take care of him because he's still a bit like a wreck. Um, but he's good, you know, we protect him. That scared really the hell out of him. And so he's still having these tics at the moment, but he's
Mm-hmm.
getting better. You know, we take care of him, we nurture him, we hug him. So he's getting better.
Oh, okay. Well, you are really, really sweet to do that. So, what are the kinds of experiences then that have led to you all forming in terms of being nervous or
Hmm.
anxious or having struggles? Like, are there particular memories or?
It's all different. Some of them been involved during school time, you know, when there was a system, and later on in college. So whenever there was a system implemented, some of us just evolved. Some of us were born.
Whenever there was some kind of system that the big one had to, let's say, conform to
Yes.
or follow the rules. Oh,
Yes.
okay. I see. So it sounds to me, correct me if I'm wrong, that you all formed to help her, get along, follow the rules, not get in trouble,
Yes.
within any system she was living. Is that
Yes.
correct?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yes. We helped her get along in this weird world.
It is a weird world, isn't it?
Yes, it is a weird world.
Yeah. What are you afraid would have happened if you hadn't, formed and helped her in those ways?
I don't want to think about it.
Hmm.
You know, I don't know. Maybe something different would have evolved. Maybe. But I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm glad we're here.
Yeah. So, how do you feel about the big one? Do you like her?
Yeah, she's good. She's a good one.
Yeah. Tell
Yeah.
me what you like about her.
Well, let me think. You see, I'm a bit slow. Um, I like how efficient she is because you know we're the group of control and efficiency. Yeah, we keep things in
Mm.
place. So she's highly efficient. That's what I like about her. Also, she can create her own systems, which is not so common.
That's pretty rare. That's
Yeah,
unique.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people can do that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's very unique. It sounds like it's one of her gifts, too, to be
Yes,
able to do that.
it is. And I tell you one thing, she could break out of the old system as well if she's just going for her own system.
Oh, explain.
Yeah, I think she's really clever.
Hmm.
She's so clever that she could create her own system. So she doesn't have to follow the other system any longer.
Oh. So, can you give me an example of like if she were to create her own system? Do you mean in terms of how she lives her life or how
Yeah,
she conducts her work?
yeah, everything. She could create her own
Oh.
business. Not a lot of people can
Oh.
do that.
Yeah, very true.
And not a lot of people are that brave. And she has a lot
Mm.
of potential.
What would be a system that she could create for herself that would feel really good for her and support her in her dreams and in what, the life she wants to create?
I think we would,
Like just examples.
yeah, I think we would need to ask the other groups as well because we're just one part, right? We're just one part of the
Ah,
system.
yeah.
We would also need to ask, you know, Pixie Pinky and other groups. If she would just listen to us, it would make her not happy. I know that. I know her well.
Oh, if you were to only listen to her,
Yes,
if she were to only listen to
to
you.
our owl, to the
Ah.
owl system. If she just listens to us, it wouldn't make her happy.
Just out of curiosity, has she been mostly listening to you lately?
I guess she did. But it, can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's still good that she listened partly to us, but
Mm-hmm.
now she needs to combine it. It's good to create structures, right? To give her
Mm-hmm.
security and also a system that might work. And she's tweaking it anyway,
Mm-hmm.
right? But she needs to, I don't know, I just want to see her more happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we have to get Pinky Pixie on board.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to take a moment to point out something really beautiful that we've heard so far from both Pinky Pixie and Toby. So, Pinky Pixie, when we met her, she's really pissed off at Nina. But at the same time, she did express her faith in Nina, her belief in her creativity, and in her ability to use her creativity to build the business of her dreams. And then meanwhile, here's Toby, who's, slow and grounded, expressing the same thing. He believes in Nina's ability to build a system and to build the business of her dreams as well. So we have these two very opposite type parts expressing their love and support for Nina. What's also beautiful about what Toby expresses here is that he's very collaborative, and he says, no, Nina shouldn't just consult us. She should talk to everyone to help her build her business, design her life, do these systems, etc. So in contrast to Pinky Pixie, who's in a more demanding, uncompromising place right now, he's much more collaborative and balanced and willing to connect with other parts to help make this happen for Nina. Toby and I continue our conversation, but listen as parts start to pop in and out seamlessly. Better buckle your seatbelt for this, guys, because we are in for a wild ride. Is there anyone else that you're aware of that she should get on board? It's okay if you don't. No.
Let me think about. I can only think of the unicorn, the eagle, and the phoenix right
Oh.
now. Maybe later on I remember other groups, but I guess at the moment they seem quite important.
They sure do seem quite important. They've shown up earlier
Yeah.
in our conversation. They definitely seem like they're there and ready to help and support. So that's lovely.
Yeah, they're from a different realm. They're not like us. They're completely different. They are, I don't know, from a
Mm.
different planet. I don't know. They're quite woo
Okay.
woo. We're not woo woo. We're quite, you know, I don't know. We're owls, you see. You see,
You
if I
know.
try to talk to them, I don't understand what they're saying.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it's a different frequency. I don't know. They speak differently.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're still cool. I mean, they're nice to look at, right? They're shiny. They got this glitter and other things, so they're quite magical to look at. But I can't talk to them. It's weird to talk to them.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
But the big one is able to communicate with them, and
Yes.
Pinky Pixie can connect?
Yes. They both can.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Perfect.
It's just we owls. We're a bit more practical.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's great as long as there's a way to get their input and their wisdom to
Yeah.
support the big one. That's what matters.
Yeah, and we respect them, you see? It's the only thing we
Mm.
cannot talk them. It's like a different radio frequency. It's sometimes when you have these squeechy noises, you cannot really understand what's in the radio. It's a bit like them trying to communicate.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know.
Fascinating.
Yeah. I wished I could talk to them, but it's not at the moment. It feels like it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so in this moment, I'd love to help you all feel more at peace. I mean, it sounds to me like I could be wrong, but you seem like you're pretty chill. But it does seem like some others on your team are really anxious and not feeling too good.
Hmm. Yeah, maybe Fred looks a bit anxious and Leo. They don't know what's coming next, I guess. I'm Toby.
Oh,
I'm more grounded, but they're a bit
uh-huh.
younger. So, yeah, and they haven't been I don't know, they're not that old that I am. So, obviously they're younger and they're a bit more fearful.
Mm. What is it that you get the sense that they're afraid of? And I can always ask them too, so just letting you know.
I think better ask them because they would
Okay,
tell you.
okay,
Yeah, if that's okay.
okay. Yeah, that's great. That's
Cool.
great. Yeah. So, who is it that most wants to speak next?
I guess it's Leo.
Leo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Very cool. Is there anything else you want to say, Toby, before I talk to Leo?
Um, it might take him a while to get warm, right? But don't take
Okay.
it personally.
Okay. Excellent, excellent. I won't. It's okay.
Mm.
Sometimes it can be hard to share, so I
Okay.
fully understand that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Toby. You've been so helpful. I so appreciate it.
Thank you, Emily. You're very
Mm.
kind.
Oh, thank you. Well, so are you, and I so appreciate how for all the years that you've taken such good care of the big one. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Talk
I'll
to you
talk to
later.
Leo now.
Oh, my dear. Are you
Yes.
talking to me?
Whoever this is, I'm talking to.
Okay. Um, I'm Leo.
Oh, hello, Leo.
Hi.
Wow. Well, you're quite ready to go. How are you?
I'll be honest, I'm a bit nervous.
Oh, what you nervous about?
Don't know what you're gonna ask me.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is there anything in particular you're scared I'm going to ask you, or in about a particular subject, or?
I'm just afraid I cannot answer it. You see? If you ask me a question and if I cannot answer it, it's one of the most horrible things for me.
Oh, I see. So it's like you're afraid I'm going to ask you a question that you won't
Yes,
be able to answer.
yes, yes,
Oh.
yes, yes. That's horrible.
Hmm.
So I don't know, I don't
Hmm.
know, I don't know. I feel a bit scared,
Oh, okay.
but it's,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Have you been hurt because, or attacked or criticized at all because
yeah,
you couldn't answer a question?
yeah. It's like,
Oh.
I was never interested in numbers. It's like, I'm
Oh.
more like a language person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And oh, I found numbers so boring as well, so very
Mm.
boring. So I wasn't interested in them. And then, well, people asked me sort of weird number stuff. I don't know, 15 plus 36 or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it takes longer for me because I'm not fond of numbers. It's like, oh my God, why do I have to think about it? So, and it
Oh.
took ages, and I've lost in mathematics tests all the time. So, ugh, I don't like it. I don't.
Afraid you were going to get it wrong.
Yeah, we had competitions. I hate competitions, right? I hate it.
Mm.
I don't like it. So yeah, that's why I'm just a bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
so
I
such a
don't
talk.
blame you.
I'm not such a talkative person or owl, more to speak. Yeah, and you know what? I'm now in a group. They are all about to-do lists and Excel lists, and sometimes they also have numbers. I don't know how I could
Oh.
ended up at the owl group. I don't know. I would have preferred more being in the literature group or in the art group, but I'm just stuck now in the, I mean, sorry guys, right? I like you, but it's, I don't fit perfectly into this group here.
Oh, I see. So it sounds to me like you're feeling kind of out of place there.
I am out of place here. Right? I like him,
Oh,
but it's not my group.
ah, okay. Yeah, yeah. It's not where you feel most safe and at home
Mm-mm,
and relaxed. Yeah.
no.
So if you could be in any group, where do you think you would feel most safe and relaxed and yourself?
I guess in Pinky Pixie's group.
Pinky Pixie's group.
Yeah.
Oop, are you there?
Pinky Pixie?
Yeah, I just heard a loud sound.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Leo, is this Leo?
No, it's Pinky Pixie right now.
Oh, it's Pinky Pixie now. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. All right. I just heard a loud sound, and so I wasn't sure what happened.
Yeah. I heard my name, so I just came up.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, hello again, Pinky Pixie.
Hello.
So, did you hear who said your name?
Well, it was Leo, wasn't it?
So you know about Leo, huh? Yeah.
I heard about it. He's in the wrong group.
Yeah, he said he'd like to be in your group. How would you feel about
Yeah,
that?
come along. Just,
Oh, good.
leave the owls and come along.
Yeah. Oh, good. Oh, you're so sweet to have him. That's wonderful.
Yeah, sure. He will
Does
feel
it?
more comfortable in our group. We are pretty chilled. We are all arty. We are all a bit woo woo. He will fit in perfectly.
Oh, great. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Does it feel like he's joining you now or what's going on?
Yeah. I mean, he seems a bit like. The funny thing is, he's a bit loyal now to the owls because he's been
Uh-huh.
stuck with them for a while.
Uh-huh.
So maybe he just needs to say goodbye to each of them and then he
Okay.
can join us. But I think that's okay with the owls.
Okay. Okay. All right. So what if we were to have, what if I were to talk to him again and
Hmm.
have him go ahead and do what he needs to do with the owls,
Yeah, sure.
to show that he cares?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. All right. Is it okay if I talk to Leo again?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Excellent. I'll talk to you again,
Hmm.
Pixie.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
So, we went from talking to Toby, then Leo, then Pinky Pixie showed up again, and then back to Leo. And what's so interesting about Leo's situation is that he's been doing a job for which he was never designed. And we know that he wasn't designed for it because he was so unhappy doing it. It just didn't feel right. He's anxious, he's scared, he's nervous, he's afraid he's going to answer questions wrong. I mean, this poor part has been struggling to do something that he's just not cut out for. But it's okay because he doesn't have to stay there. He can go where he belongs. So next we get to hear Leo's delightful response to learning that Pinky Pixie says, "Yeah, come along, join our group."
Hey, Leo, are you there?
Hi, I'm there.
Well, so did you hear
Yes,
well, all right, how do you feel?
I'm pretty excited right now. Um, at the same time, I feel a bit sad because, I like the owls. Maybe we can make a compromise. I can sort of like commute between the groups or so. I cannot
Yeah.
decide. I don't want to be stuck forever in one group. I don't like that. I want to commute to groups. I think that's my
Okay.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel
You
more comfortable with that. Yeah, I think I just need to break out for a while from the owls and then I just need to
mm.
explore a bit more what's out there and I think Pinky Pixie will be a good guide.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but
That's
I'm
good.
excited now.
Yay.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you. That's going to be fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Is there something that you want to say to the other owls right now just to,
Hmm.
help you transition?
I'm just grateful that you were always there for me, guys. And but I have that feeling I need to move on a little bit, and I will visit you in the future. No worries. But I have to explore right now.
Nice. And how did they respond to that?
They're a bit slow in response. Um, some are a little bit shocked. Um, Toby's fine with it. Betty's a bit sad. Carl is a bit sad as well. You know, with the owls, they're all a bit like, they're like their routines. And if something is not, you know, going the same way over and over again, they get a bit nervous about it. Um,
Mm.
but overall, I have that sense that I have an understanding that I need to explore,
Okay.
right? Even if they're sad and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it's normal to feel sad, you know,
yeah,
anytime, even if you understand why someone might be leaving or making a change, it's totally normal to feel sad and it's okay to feel sad.
yeah.
So, Leo, is there anything else that you need? I'm just want to make sure that you're feeling more at peace. Is there anything you need to share or do or say?
I think I'm fine now. I think that was most important that I could just transition to another group. That's how I feel about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Okay.
then it's out and the owls know about it. It's important for me as well. Because otherwise,
Mm.
it's hard for me to communicate. So thank you for that.
Oh, you're so welcome. Well, thank you for your courage in communicating that and really knowing what you need. That's huge. So important. So important.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, so is there anyone else that you're aware of who wants to speak next? One of the owls, or should I talk to the big one? What are you feeling?
I guess Betty would like to talk to you.
Okay.
She's a bit sad about the situation now.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Then I guess I'll talk to Betty now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Thank you so much, Leo, for showing up and for sharing. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you,
And I'm so
Emily.
excited for you, your new adventures. This is great.
Yeah, I know. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
So far, we've talked to Pinky Pixie, Toby, and Leo. Now we get to talk to our third owl, Betty. I invite Betty to speak, and she agrees to. As always, Nina is awake and aware through our whole conversation.
So, Betty, so tell me about you. I heard you were a bit shy before. Are you still feeling kind of shy?
A little bit. I just feel a little bit sad about this whole situation right now, rising with, Leo leaving. I don't know who's next, and I don't know. I like my family. I like my family owls here, right? And I don't like when it's changing, and yeah, that's all I wanted to
Yeah.
say, really. Yeah,
Oh, I hear you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, as I said to Leo, sometimes that's hard,
Mm.
going through changes like that. Well, do you feel like you're in the right place among the owls?
Yeah, I feel very comfortable in here. Yeah, I can say that. We have our little meetings with cup of tea and biscuits and stuff. And we just discuss the next week's always ahead, and I love those meetings, right? I really love going through the calendar, planning and calculating and meeting and controlling. So I like that sort of thing very much.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
It's just when emotions are coming up, I cannot handle it that well. You see, it makes me a bit nervous, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, I like just the mental stuff. I like to chat a little bit and to discuss things and stuff, right? I'm not such an emotional owl, right?
Well, is there anything that you need from me or anything you feel like you want to share with me or with the big one?
Um, maybe she shouldn't worry too much. The big one about so many things. She shouldn't worry too much. Yeah, you see, she's not normally the kind of, calculation person, right? We are like calculations and plannings and stuff. She likes to plan as well, but she's more the creative one, right? She's the creative. And so we help her. We help her on her side. Yeah. And we like her a lot because not a lot of creatives are that structured. Okay, we'll love that.
Ah,
Yes.
I see. So you find that she's got a good balance within her of the ability to be creative and
Oh,
structured?
yes. That is really rare. That is really rare, Emily. I must tell you. Yes. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for supporting her and helping her and being that wonderful balance for her creative side. That's just fantastic.
Thank you, Emily, for acknowledging that.
Yeah, of course. Of course, she's a very special person, and you're a big part of that.
She will love that.
So, is there anyone else that you're aware of who'd like to speak next?
Hmm. I think they seem quite quiet at the moment here. It seems as
Okay.
everything is said,
Okay.
and I think the others, they don't really want to talk, but they don't think it's necessary. I think they would talk if it would be necessary, but they kind of like nod and they say, well, everything is said already.
So, does it feel like people that some of the other owls are sort of grieving a bit because of the changes?
Yeah, they do. We all do,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And they just need a little time and space to grieve.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. If it feels like no one else really wants to talk right now, then I guess is it okay if I talk to the big one again?
Sure, she'll love that.
Okay. Oh, good. Thank you for all you do for the big one. I know that you really enrich her life in so many ways.
Of course, we love her. Talk to you later, Emily.
Okay. Bye, Betty.
Bye bye.
After our conversations with 4 of her parts, we go back to speaking to Nina.
Hey, Nina, are you there?
I am here, yeah.
How you doing there, honey?
I'm good, thank you.
This whole time I'm thinking, is she okay back there?
I'm good.
Like,
I'm good. This is just like movie time for me.
I know, good. Yeah, were you just observing
I'm
and like,
observing.
okay.
It's
Oh,
interesting what kind of
perfect.
voices are coming out of my mouth.
Oh my gosh, totally. I loved that. Oh my gosh, they're all so distinctly different. It was so fun.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, how did it feel on your end to give voice to all these parts of you?
Oh,
Let them
that was
speak.
quite a bit of voicing, but it felt really good. Yeah. Especially because they seemed all very cute, and I mean, these parts that I was talking to, very cute and sweet and likable, right?
Yeah,
There wasn't
yeah.
any nasty part, yeah, coming across. Not at the moment right now. Yeah. So I'm happy I have this. I've created that inner world that is, um, yeah. A lot of them is just purely supporting me.
Oh, lovely. Lovely. Yeah. I just want to check in with everyone basically because I want to see where we are
Yeah.
with these wonderful parts of you and how they're all feeling. And so how whether it's the owls, whoever we want to check in with first, just want to get a sense of what are they looking like now, what are they doing, what's going on.
Well, at the moment, I can see the owls having a meeting right now.
Oh!
They're just like, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We have to discuss this. Like being on the football, is it football
Like
field?
huddle up.
Huddle
Yeah.
up, right? Let's talk about it. Let's strategize, guys. It's a bit like, and you can
I
just see
love
the
them.
fluff balls just, hopping and doing their things. And
I love
let's
it.
strategize. Yeah, that's funny.
Which is, I'm sure, their favorite thing to do. They love to
Yeah, they
strategize.
love to strategize and plan and have meetings and stuff. Yeah, they love that. Yeah.
Yeah, right, right. Oh my gosh, so funny. Well, so okay, good. Do you feel like drawing them in their huddle or no? What do you feel like?
I could do. I mean, it's just like a big fluff ball right at the moment. With different colors, I can do that. Yeah, sure. I quickly do that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a fluff ball, a big one.
So funny.
Yeah. I do that. I just huddle up. And also they're a bit like, can they hear us? Can they hear us?
She's drawing us now.
She's drawing again. And Betty's just saying, you know what? I don't feel that naked anymore. I don't care. That's funny.
Oh God, I love them. They're so fun.
Okay. Because I can sense they need a bit of group time.
Okay.
They don't want to get intruded right now.
Oh my God. That's so darling.
I
love
know. Tell me about it. Tell me about my inner world.
it. Oh my God.
They've been through a lot today and never been so exposed to a conversation. It's really like group meeting.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Oh, they're darling. And then how's Pinky Pixie doing?
Let me check with her.
And also Leo. Yeah.
I got just one picture of her, and that's not her any longer. I think I have
Okay,
to draw it
perfect.
quickly out, and then we can see
Okay.
how that relationship with Leo goes on. Yeah, just give me a few
Excellent,
minutes.
excellent. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right. Okay, what I can tell you already, she's in a much better mood already.
Oh, good, good.
She's got this kind of cheekiness around her, coming out, and but it's a good sign.
Okay.
It's a kind of like cheekiness and sassiness, sort of. She's just telling me I shouldn't draw her boobs right now, so I just have to remove that again. Sorry. Yeah, I know. You're a bit younger than the big one, that's true.
Oh my God. So funny. Oh my God. I love it. I just, she's so awesome.
Now she said, yeah, that's better. Okay.
She doesn't hold back, does she?
Yeah. It's funny. Okay, that's better, no? Okay, she also wants a bit longer hair, not just the punk style that, I gave her in the earlier pictures. She wants a bit longer hair, so she gets one. I'm trying to make her happy.
Draw me right, lady.
Yeah, this is demanding.
Oh, she said. Uh-huh.
I think she always says, but you can do it. So just, make some effort. I was like, okay.
Well, right. That's the other side of it,
Yeah.
right? It's also that she has faith in you.
Yeah.
She knows you can do it.
Yeah.
But she's like, come on.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
But she seems to be already in such a better mood, which is great. I like that about her.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes. Great.
And she's sassy in terms of, I can hear already something where she's saying, yeah, in this session we talked a lot about things, but we have to put this in a kind of contract so you keep your commitment.
Oh, okay.
Whew.
Okay.
This is
Ooh.
getting a bit, I feel a bit tense now.
Okay. That's it. Yeah.
I feel a
Yeah.
little bit tense about this.
I
But we
hear
see,
ya.
we see how we are getting there.
Yeah. We'll work through it.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
worry.
yeah, yeah.
I'll make sure you're not feeling tense by the
Yeah,
time
yeah.
we're done.
Yeah, yeah. It's just because she knows pretty well what she wants, and otherwise I can feel her sort of like, yeah, and if you're not gonna do it, I'm gonna escalate. Um, you
Yeah.
see.
Okay. Yeah.
So she's a bit of the rebellious one as well, a bit like teenager
Mm-hmm.
style.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the only thing that makes me a bit worried, sort of like escalating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah, we'll work
yeah,
through
yeah.
that.
We talk with her about that. Okay. She's a bit complaining about her hands, but let me just quickly talk to her, okay? So I just need to talk to
Okay.
her.
Okay.
Because she's also a bit of perfectionistic. And this is
Okay.
not about, I need to talk with her about it, that we just need to get the idea right, roughly. It's not about perfectionism.
Yeah.
Okay. Because she moans about her hands right now. And I guess that is also one thing. If I start with drawings and paintings and stuff, she doesn't want to stop. And it's like up like 3 a.m. in the morning or so. And because the creativity is running so much through me, and sort of like, oh, now we have the time, let's do it. And I think we have to discuss this as well.
Okay.
This
Yep.
is
Yep.
because it's not so good for my body, just
Yep.
having a lack of sleep, and she's just going wild at that time then. Because I can see her point of view, I can feel her. At the same time, I also know other parts, other groups that need to be taken into consideration.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah.
So, what we're hearing with Pinky Pixie is that she's feeling better, which is wonderful. But at the same time, she's also very demanding, and she wants to make a contract with Nina to ensure that she gets her needs met as well. And there's nothing wrong with having a contract with a part, so long as it's done with trust and peace and balance. But what we're hearing from Pinky Pixie, and you can tell by Nina's reaction, is that her energy is still very controlling and that it's very fear-based. She still doesn't trust. So what we want to do is get Pinky Pixie to a place of peace and calm and in a balanced relationship with Nina and with the entire system within Nina. So we still have some work to do with Pinky Pixie.
All right, I have her. I like her.
Good. What have you got there?
Okay, so she's got this wild haircut. With some more long hair at the back, like a fukuhila. I don't know what this, like a mullet, from the
Okay.
80s, like a mullet thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got a really rainbowy shirt on, and her skin is kind of like yellowish, pinkish. She seems very alive, and at the same time quite happy. She's just spreading her hands. And she just said to me, well, the hands are still not great, but that's not good for now, because like my hands are ugly. They look like sausages. But it's okay. It's okay. But I think, I'm happy that she has a complete different energy right now.
Is she like a happy?
Yeah, sort of like, yay.
Good.
Yay, sort of like, you see me, she says.
Yes. Good.
She's asking me, shall we go on an adventure?
Oh.
Hmm.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know what type of adventure. I think the owls are getting already nervous in the background.
Oh, okay.
They're kind of busy with their meeting, but with one ear, they're still listening to what's going on around them. They feel a
Uh-huh.
bit threatened through all these circumstances right now. Not
Uh-huh.
threatened, but sort of like, oh my God, what's going on right now again, right? Who's
Yeah.
disturbing the peace here? Um,
Uh-huh.
yeah, and I can feel a little fear coming up with this adventure because, I don't know what kind of adventure that is, but then it wouldn't be an adventure if I'd know already. Because I have that feeling she's sometimes going a bit too far. Um, it's
Oh,
like for
okay.
her, it's like either or. There are no gray areas. So either she's on fire or she's not on fire. And with her, she just wants to have fun and adventure as much as
Mhm.
she can. And she doesn't care about the other groups. I think that's the issue a little bit. Yeah, and then she's getting into this kind of teenager rebellious, sort of like, I don't care about the other groups. That's right. Because you have ignored me for so many times.
Uh-huh. It's my turn
It's
now.
my turn now, and I don't want to have a compromise with the other groups.
Mm.
And I guess that is the part that kind of steers anxiety in me
Mm-hmm.
because she's this either or. She has this either or mentality, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I wouldn't say it's
Yeah.
evil, but
All or nothing.
yeah, all or nothing, sort of like radical. And there's a part of me that says, yeah, that is too much. That is too much. You're just taking completely over. If she has the permission, or if someone would grant her full permission, she would just completely take over.
Mm-hmm.
And now I can sense her already getting a bit angry when I say that.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I can see her eyes tearing up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little bit like when you have only one child and you don't want to share it, you don't want to share your toys with other children. It's a little bit like
Mm-hmm.
that. And
Mm-hmm.
um, I have that feeling I would need to teach her how to share with others without having the fear that she will get ignored.
There you go.
Yeah, and I can see her nearly going into a hump again about this.
Uh-huh.
Sort of, okay, why is
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
yes, because we already have other groups in this inner world here. It's not only you that exists, we also have other groups that are important to make everything work.
So, what you're about to hear me say to Nina is partly me saying it to Nina, but it's also me saying it to Pinky Pixie, because Pinky Pixie is a huge part of Nina's power and her creativity and her ability to build this business and a life that she desires. But it's not going to work as long as Pinky Pixie is still trying to control the show. We need all parts on board, working harmoniously together.
So, okay, let me go back to something that the owls said.
Yeah.
Remember when I said, okay, so what would be the system
Mm-hmm.
that you would design for, you know,
Mm-hmm.
or what do you think the big ones should do? And their response was, well, I think that all of the groups
Mm-hmm.
should be involved
Mm-hmm.
in designing that system, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, they're collaborative.
Mm-hmm.
They say, let's all work together because we're not the only ones.
Mm-hmm.
And from where I sit, that's really what this is about. It's about bringing in all the
Mm-hmm.
parts to contribute to whether it's decision making or, project creation or any of those things or life in general, right? We need a balance. And we all have our own, let me put it this way, we all have our own unique balance, right? Some of us just really do flow better in the free spiritedness than others, and others want to be more like the owls. But the point is that we honor whatever balance is right for us based on the way we are designed. Up to now, it sounds as though Pinky Pixie has been that more free, what I would call your inner free spirit, that free spirited part of you that has gotten a bit shafted. She's like, I want to do all these things, but I feel like you're always doing other stuff and you're not valuing what I have to do, to contribute to your life. So it's totally understandable that now that she's free, she'd be like, okay, then it's my turn. And kind of like a child, who's like, all right then, and they want to take control because they've been so out of control or because they've been so controlled by others for so long. At the same time, it's not about all or nothing. It's not about, okay, now one part gets to control everything and everybody just has to sit there. It's not healthy when any one part of us controls us more than others. The important thing is that you are, quote unquote, in control. Now, that doesn't mean you're controlling them, right? Like suppressing, but that you're the one who's the decision maker and they are contributing and you're listening to their wisdom without them like taking over you. Because that is fear-based. When we have parts of us that react that way, that's a reaction from fear. There is a way to give space and allow space for Pinky Pixie to feel filled up, right? To feel like she's getting her creative time while at the same time honoring the other parts and the other needs that you have. So I don't know if that resonates for you or that makes sense.
Totally.
Okay. So I think it would be helpful to then take her through the next couple of steps.
I then guide Nina through a short script that helps Pinky Pixie feel valued and appreciated. Here's how Pinky Pixie responded.
She's jumping now into the air, like excited teenagers with the hands and stuff.
Yes.
And sort of being very happy and excited about it. Yeah, she's happy. And she's also got, she's got tears of joy right now. Sort of like she feels touched, and at the same time is also tears of joy.
Wonderful. And how does it feel for you to see her that way?
It's touching, and at the same time I feel quite relieved that she's not this kind of like either or kind of character, this kind of radical character.
So that has calmed down. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
That scared me a little bit, this radical character. Because she hasn't got, as I said, she cannot oversee all the physical conditions that I've experienced in the past, right? So yeah, it feels good that she feels more relaxed now and not so much, on the edge. Yeah.
Good. Excellent. Good. That's what we want.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I then guide Nina through a short script that helps Pinky Pixie know that she no longer needs to feel, think, or behave that way, that it's okay to let it go. Here's how Pinky Pixie responded.
And how does she seem now? How's she feeling, hearing all of that?
Much more relieved right now. Sort of more relaxed. More understanding. She seems also to have grown out of this rebellious sort of childlike attitude stage. You know, when I first met her, she was around 14, 15. She seems like 17, 18 now.
Do you want to draw her again or no? It's up to you.
I'm just checking. Yeah, I might just give it a go.
It's so fun to see how they change, right?
Yeah.
It's like, well, let's see what you're looking like now.
Might just give it a go. She's already telling me I got some boobs now. So yeah. She wants her boobs right now.
She's so funny. Oh, she's awesome.
Cheeky monkey.
Awesome.
It's quite funny. She's very specific with her makeup, but we're getting there. We're getting there. It's okay. And with the hair and everything, right? It's like, but she seems more relaxed. She's not like that bossy like she was previously with her hands. She's like, no, take your time. If I stress you, it's not gonna work. She seems more patient.
This is good. Oh, perfect. Yes.
She seems more patient now. And I guess she realizes the more patient she becomes, the better she will look like. And I can feel there is like the energy has shifted for the very positive. There's more peace, there's more calm. She just said, you know what, it doesn't have to be perfect. We can get used to each other and get to know each other much better. So don't worry too much about it.
Yes. Yeah, baby.
Because I said, I apologize, your hands again, right? Drawing hands is really tricky, and I haven't been drawing hands for ages, so I can feel that coming up as an issue for me personally, with the big one.
Okay.
And she just says, oh, don't worry. My hands.
So she's now the one being like, chill out.
My hands look like pancakes. Don't worry about it. I get where you're heading. No worries. We're getting there. And it's also interesting because her clothes has changed a bit. She's got more like, I wouldn't say a corset. It looks like a dress that she's wearing. But the upper half looks more like a golden armor type of thing. It could be. And the skirt still got the dragon skin as well. All right,
what do you got there, honey?
I have, it's funny, she reminds me of my iconic essence. And the thing that I actually drew out here reminds me so much of her, with the red hair and, with the fiery costume. And this is my iconic essence picture, actually, that I did back then, of her enormously. This kind of patience, at the same time this kind of self-confidence, but it's not this nastiness anymore.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
The radical part is not there anymore.
And how do you feel about her?
I feel really good. It's like an old part being reactivated again. And also, it's not just an old part, it's just this combination of the free spirit connected, being in connection with an old soul. You have a certain depth to it. Not just this, just doing my thing and no matter what, and la la la. It has depth now. It has soul depth.
This transformation we're hearing in Pinky Pixie is
excellent. Rather than being critical and demanding, now she's being patient and supportive and complimentary of Nina. Rather than throwing a temper tantrum, she's being loving and kind. She's no longer a wounded. Now she's back to her original essence as a free spirit, which is one of the 3 types of powers that we all have inside of us. I call them empowers because their job is to empower us to live our truth. And the fact that Pinky Pixie resembles Nina's iconic essence, well, that says it all. She really has aligned with Nina's truth and can now support her in living that truth wholly and fully, bringing all of her beautiful, exuberant creativity to Nina's work and her life. Speaking of which, let's find out some of the ways that Pinky Pixie can support Nina going forward. What do you feel that she can offer you in your life going forward? What gifts does she have for you, do you feel?
Definitely the flow of creativity, for sure.
Okay.
I'm not struggling with creativity at all. It's more like closing the tab of creativity. As I said, when I start being creative in the evening or afternoon, it's hard for me to finish. Or it used to be, let's put it that way, it used to be hard for me to finish.
Okay.
Yeah, before 12. Yeah. And having that, she can offer me a more healthy way, I guess, with creativity as well. Maybe even so that in any aspect, as we spoke about it, in any aspect of my life that I invite her into and give me insights and more different perspectives also. Because I mean, creativity, yes, on one part, creativity is this flow, is this drawing, is the painting, is the expression in itself. On the other hand side, it is also about new ideas and supporting people with new perspectives. That's also creativity. Yeah. And if I invite her, maybe also the creative part of that other person comes up, right? And they can just exchange a little bit.
So it's like your creative self can connect with their creative.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm a bit like, it feels like she's a bit like a fire starter, igniting sparks in other people. Because she is Pinky Pixie creativity, yeah? And but creativity's got different facets, different sides to it. So she was just getting really impatient because it's tense at the moment currently, what I'm experiencing with a full-time job plus building up my business at the same time. So whatever hours I can take, I'm just putting so much energy and effort in that. And she just felt a bit neglected. And so, we see how this is going to evolve in the future.
What are some ways that would feel good for you that she could support you and feel you?
Basically, I would go outside just to get some fresh air and stuff. And then really just get my papers out, get the colors out, and just sketch and draw without any intention. I think that's most key. And I think where she could just play a big role in it. Because from that onwards, it could lead me really into, let's say, creating posts, but they have a different energy. They got this different creativity. That's what I experience, right? So we see how I can weave her in before I would, let's say, go into content creation or writing a post or creating a reel. So she would just be there first. Obviously, I'm an artist, okay? And this artist heart needs to breathe every day, especially in this phase where, it goes more into a different area, wants to create his own business based on creativity, etc. So I need to really be aware of, okay, what does my body needs? My body needs some fresh air, have some walking, and then go back and at least have half an hour of scribbling, painting, writing, whatever, but expression. And afterwards, then obviously also consulting, as you said, the different parts for the business, basically. So we will see, and I will just keep her, I think, at the wall so I can see her on a daily basis as a reminder, first of all, anyway, just to connect with her. It feels easier to connect with her if I can see her as well. And
Yes.
right?
Yeah, keep her right there in front of you.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It seems as if she's getting now a glimpse of the whole picture instead of just her own kind of
Yes.
tragedy or drama.
Yes.
So she's getting more like the full picture of, oh, okay, there are other groups as well. Oh, okay, there's this business. Okay. Instead of just being focused on herself, like this egoistic part. So it's going to be interesting how the next weeks will evolve with both of each other, and see how we can get, let's say, the unicorn, the eagle on board as well, because I would love to see them being at my table, right, to have committee meetings with them. Yeah.
And the owls, they love their meetings, so I'm sure their ears
Yeah,
perked
they're
up and
like,
were like,
oh my
"Yes,
God,
yes."
yes, I love it. Pinky Pixie keeps rolling her eyes a little bit, but she's like, "Oh, of course they love it." We see how it goes. Maybe we keep it a bit unconventional, the meeting. Maybe we just don't need to have a table. Maybe we just have a sit-in and stuff, right? To keep it more casual.
Exactly.
A bit like, Alice in Wonderland kind of tea parties. I think she would like that sort of thing. And I think I could get the owls on board as well because they like tea and biscuits, right? So.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so now I'm kind of like, can I come to your party? Can I come to your meeting? Let's have a tea party.
About a week after our session, I caught up with Nina and Pinky and the owls to find out how they were all doing. Nina said that the session was very deep and it brought up a lot of issues that were ready to be released. In fact, for a couple, 3 days after, she felt kind of vulnerable, a little shaky, emotional, and raw. She felt a lot changing, and actually this is normal because in a session, we move a lot of energy and emotions and a lot of memories come up. And it's kind of like the internal system reorganizes a bit now that there's been this big change, which obviously there were some very big changes in her session. But that since our session, she's been drawing a lot. She's really kept her promise to Pinky Pixie, creating art for art's sake, not necessarily to post. And in fact, she got an overhead light to record herself during her painting process. She also framed the drawing of Pinky Pixie and put her on her desk as a reminder. And she said Pinky Pixie is doing great now. She's having a blast. She's much more relaxed. And Nina says, it's because I've been doing the things I said I would do. In fact, Pinky Pixie has been helping her with some of her work projects. She said that Pinky Pixie understands if Nina's too tired and she only has half an hour to paint, that's okay. So I asked, and how are the owls? And she said, well, they prepared for our talk today. And she said that Leo is still commuting between the two groups, and that the atmosphere between Pinky Pixie and the owls is totally peaceful now. And that is what we want. For all of our parts to be freed of fear and reactivity and working harmoniously together to support us in living our own truth and lighting up. And I think if there's any major takeaway from this session, is that it illustrates the incredible need to reclaim the power and purpose and wisdom in our inner children. We all have more than one inner child, and they're all a bit different. In this case, Pinky Pixie was, highly creative and exuberant. There are other inner children who are really sweet and kind, and others who are all about relationships and connection and love hugs, and then others that just want to play and be silly and have fun. All of our inner children are valuable, And when we can free them from their fear and reactivity, that's when we can reclaim their joy, their gems, their sparkle, their peace, their wisdom, their fun, their freedom. And as we help them reclaim that for themselves, we feel that more and more within us. The more we can allow our inner children to shine, the brighter and more radiantly we shine too. If you'd like to see the drawings from this session, go to darklighttruth.com and scroll down to the drawings section. If you want to learn how to draw out your own inner struggles and strengths, you can take our free 45-minute course in our free Change Light community. Simply go to community.changelight.world, where you can also discuss episodes of Dark Light Truth in a safe, supportive space and get my insights about them. If you are interested in going through the drawing out process privately with me over the phone or in person, go to changelight.world/coaching. If you'd like to apply to go through the drawing out process for this podcast, please apply at changelight.world/apply. If you enjoy Dark Light Truth, please post a review and share an episode with your family and friends. This raises our ratings and enables us to help even more people. Dark Light Truth was recorded on riverside.fm and edited with GarageBand. The music is from Tribe of Noise and Soundstripe. I especially want to thank my parents, Susan and Link Eldridge, and my husband, Paco Torres, all of whom have been incredibly loving, patient, and wise mentors for me in my work. The drawing out process is not therapy, and I am not a licensed therapist. I developed this work myself, and I am its exclusive owner and guide. Whether you are a seeker or practitioner, please respect that this is my proprietary work and it must be properly led in order for it to be fully effective. Do not try to do this process on your own. Thanks.
Good. Yay.
How was it for you?
Oh my God, so much fun. I was like, they're so cute. Like all these parts are so cute.
I enjoyed it very much as well. Thank you so much, Emily.